cap, it decreases your chances to win. So, Shannon, does Steven have a point?
Yeah, on top of his head. That's the only point that he has, Jenny Tab. Hold on. I got some analytics for you that's even more compelling than the analytics that Stephen Jones tried to use. If you do not have a good quarterback, analytics will show it greatly decreases, even more so than a quarterback eating up cap space. If you do not have a good quarterback, Skip Bayless, you know this. Your chances of getting to winning a Super Bowl greatly decreases. See, what's happening here, and it started in February of 2019, when Steven and Jerry Jones rolled to the podium and started negotiating in public. And what they tried to do is what they're doing now. I look at contract negotiations like a trial, Jenny. One side wants to negotiate in the court. One side wants to try to litigate this in the public. Guess which is which? Because we keep hearing, I haven't heard Todd France say anything. I have not heard one thing from Dak Prescott. But Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and a lot of others that's carrying the water for the Dallas Cowboys have been doing a lot of talking, trying to sway public opinion. Well, if Dak doesn't give us a hometown discount, he doesn't care about winning. He's being selfish. He has to factor in there's perks to playing quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, when you're good, I want top dollar. Let me tell you what analytics also said, Jenny. Analytics said you shouldn't take a running back in the first round. Can you tell the people at home, Skip Bayless, what round they drafted Zeke in? Oh, they also said you should not pay a running back top dollar. Can you tell the people what they did last year, Skip? Gave Zeke top dollar. What does it say about paying offensive linemen that cannot produce points and making 3 of them of the 5 offensive linemen the highest paid at their position? What did analytics say about that? Now, all of a sudden, you want to look at analytics when it comes to Dak Prescott. You disregarded him and took a running back with a top 3, top 4 pick. You disregarded him and paid him on the second contract and made him the highest paid. You disregarded making linemen the highest paid at their position. Disregard all that. Now, Jenny, we big in analytics, and the analytics says if a quarterback eats up too much of your cap space, it decreases your chance of winning. Dak says, I tell you what, make that up on the next guy. Make the next guy, because you didn't do that with DeMarcus Lawrence. You didn't do that. You didn't worry about analytics. So what you going to do, Jerry, what I'm telling you going to do, when CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup come up, take that out on them. Do that with Diggs when he come up, take that out on them. You going to give me my money. All of it.
So when I read this statement from Stephen Jones, I didn't think much of it because it's not like the analytics he spoke of were second or third level analytics, incomprehensible to most minds. These are kindergarten analytics. It's 2 + 2 = 4, which is the number Dak wears, analytics. It's the simple idea of if you take too much of your salary cap and everybody gets the same amount to spend on their roster, if you take too big a chunk of it, it's obviously going to decrease your ability to surround your quarterback with supporting cast that he will need to win championships. See Tom Brady. See GOAT. What has Tom Brady routinely done for the last 20 years, now 21? He has taken far less than his market value. Even next year in Tampa Bay and the following year, he makes $25 million. He readily accepted $25 million from the Bucs. Didn't even fight about it because he wanted to go win another championship or 2 or 3. To show Bill Belichick how wrong he was, to push Brady out the back door. So let's look at Dak. Dak already, if he signs the franchise tag tender before July 15th, next year he'll make $31.4 million. Let's see, GOAT's making 25 for the next 2 years. Dak Prescott can make 31.4, and then if he gets franchised again, he can make 38. You're kidding me. And by all accounts, on the table right now is an offer in the 35-ish range for 5 years, with somewhere between up to maybe 110 million of that guaranteed. And clearly, it's not just about the years, it's about the money. Because clearly, Dak and his new agent, Todd France, are digging in and holding out, literally holding out, for 40-something million for only 4 years. So they want it all guaranteed. So I'm thinking they're asking for a guarantee in the $150 million range. And even the great Shannon Sharp, the Hall of Famer, has told me regularly for 4 years here on Undisputed, almost 4 years, Dak Prescott's just an average quarterback. Even Joe Theismann said, I worked with Joe for years at ESPN, and Joe Theismann, Redskin, great quarterback, obviously, won Super Bowls for the Redskins, and sort of grew up hating the Dallas Cowboys, but he was quoted yesterday as saying, hey, Dak Prescott's not a top 5 quarterback. He's a fool not to take $35 million a year. Well, I would tell he's not a fool, but again, that's his value. I believe in him. I have defended him, but I never said he was top 5. Maybe he's on the verge of being a top 10 quarterback, but his team went 8-8 last year because he missed some plays. For the first time, he left some plays on the table. They have won the Division 2 of the 4 years. He has been a Pro Bowl quarterback. He's been a playmaker for this team, but he has to do it with his legs as well as his arm. And I'm just going off what Shannon Sharp has repeatedly beaten me over the head with. He's just a mediocre quarterback. He's an average. He's somewhere in the middle of the NFL pack as a quarterback. And you say, well, the analytics tell you you can't win without a good one. Well, are you sure you're saying he's a good one? Because you never told me he was a good quarterback. You told me he was an average quarterback. So you again, Shannon, yeah, you despise the Dallas Cowboys even worse than Joe Theismann does, and it's clear that you want to wreck my salary cap and my locker room by signing Dak Prescott to a $40+ million a year contract with all of it guaranteed, where if Dak can't quite live up to being a top 5 quarterback or even a top 1, we're talking about the kind of offer that they're, the kind of demand that they're asking for that will make even the Kansas City Chiefs officials swallow hard, because they don't even want to pay Patrick Mahomes the kind of money that Dak and his new agent are asking for right now. I told you, it's out of bounds. It's unrealistic. It's simply wrong, and Jerry knows it's wrong, and the Jerry Jones has a reputation for overpaying players. That Jerry Jones is finally digging in on his side and saying, I'm sorry, that's just too much. As much as I love Dak Prescott, I can't do it. I can't wreck our chances of improving our football team for the next 4 years if I give him $40+ million, all of it guaranteed. It's not a sure shot. He's 1-2 in the postseason. It's very good, but not great. So I can't sell it. And now I've got Andy Dalton. So if they do want to hold out and they want to miss games next year, God bless, good luck, because I believe my Dallas Cowboys can win games with Andy Dalton. I believe they could win 10 games with Andy Dalton. Will they be quite as good as with Nope. But are they now at least in the ballpark? Do they have a reasonable facsimile of Dak? Yes, they do. So I'm now in a much better place with this. Dak has lost a lot of leverage. So now he needs to come to grips with reality and come back to the negotiating table and back slowly but surely toward the middle of the negotiating table with some compromise that will still land him $36, $37 million a year for 5 years, and he'll be good to go because he still makes God knows how much money off the field. He's still got 12 national TV commercials. He's going to be in a very good place and be very fairly paid.
I love you, Skip. I love what you try to do. Now, I remember for the last 3 years, every time that I say Dak isn't very good, Cowboy fans flood my Twitter. Get on my, you're just a Cowboy hater. Skip Bayless has labeled me the #1 Cowboy hater because when I say Dak isn't good, he's top 10. Look at Dak. I can show you all these numbers. Throws down the field, completion percentage, QBR. He led in QBR up until his last game. All this, Cowboy fans, now it's time to get paid. He ain't even top 10. He's on the cusp. For the past 3 years, he's been inside the top 10 for Skip Bayless. Now it's time for him to get his money. He's on the cusp of being in the top 10. All these Cowboys fans, Dak this, Dak that. Now it's time to get money. I'll take Andy Dalton. Really? So you had no problem paying contract after. Let me ask you a question, Skip. Do you think, do they go farther with Dak and no Tyron Smith or with Tyron Smith and no Dak? Because all these guys that they gave money to, from D-Law to Zeke Elliott, Jalen Smith, Lyle Collins, Travis Frederick, he's retired. Zach Martin, got their money, no problem with it. Now it's time for me to get my money. Analytics want to come into effect. Oh, Jerry, Skip, you just said now, he's going to make $31 million this year. They franchise him next year, that's 37, 38. So that's $68 million in 2 years. So we bumped that, put another 38 on there right there. Skip made a wow.